I think they both, have good draws. I think they both, win their first match is, don't look past that. But, looking into their second matches, no doubt opportunities there. Pena has wrestled this guy before out of Pitts Johnstown. So, he was just coming off of an injury and even kind of got injured there again, so we pulled him out of those duels. So, but Eduardo, I think, is looking good, and anything can happen there in the semifinals if we can get him there. Jason, he's going to have to fight for everything, but he's used to that. The good thing is he doesn't have the number one ranked kid in his weight this year like he has the last 2 years. In fact, both of those guys wound up being national champs. So first round, the last 2 years, he's caught the number one ranked guy. So for him, it's a plus for us. Anything after that, just he'll have, I think, the number two ranked guy next round. So, but both guys have some losses that they have. So it's not like it's anything that they haven't seen before. So.
Yeah, Eduardo, looking at that quarter, he's got Alessandro. If both win, and having the familiarity with him, does that work as an advantage or a disadvantage?
I think if you have lost, it works for an advantage, and even if you've beat him once, I think it's still, an advantage. But you wrestle a guy too many times in 1 year. At some point, good wrestlers and good coaches can sting you in the end. Just like any athletics program, whether it's football or basketball or whatever, it's sometimes hard to beat guys 3 times in a row. So, but that's the nature of it. That's all sports for you. Doesn't matter what. But both guys are hungry. I mean, they've both, whether it's been Jason being there for his third time and has won one match, and he is looking to be an All-American. Eduardo, wound up at St. Cloud a couple years ago, wound up transferring, lost a year's eligibility. In fact, redshirted at St. Cloud and then lost a year's eligibility for transfer rules and all that. And now finally getting his shot, only having 2 losses on the year. Both guys are hungry in each of their ways.
Questions? See, Eduardo has just been so steady all year. You can tell he's a veteran. He was really good in junior college. He's kind of seen everything. What kind of stability that he brought to this really young team and had a great individual.
Well, when you look at it, he won the RMAX, he won the regional. He brings that. He's very quiet, as we can see in his interviews before. Very quiet in the room. When he does say something, it's important. The guys know that. But he's also, in his own way, his work ethic in the room is unmatched. As far as he just gets in there, does what he needs to do. He stretches. He's probably in the room right now stretching before practice. Just he's getting older. All that. We're finding with these guys that are 50 or seniors, their bodies are a little beat up and that, but. He's, just that steady, and especially those first 5 weights where we were so young this year, and especially the second half of the year. He's just brought that consistency, and working with our younger guys in those lighter weights and all that, he's really brought that stability for us.
And obviously Jason's Jason. He's kind of been the soul of this team for the last 2 or 3 years.
Really, he has. He's brought that consistent leadership, really, and he's, a leader on and off the mat, as we can see. He's RMAC Athlete of the Year, or Academic Athlete of the Year, and, he just brings it from all angles. And, usually that works hand in hand when guys are that way in the academics as well. And, Jason's just... You just never know sometimes what you're going to get out there. And, he may go down 4 or 5 points, but you better be ready to wrestle 7 minutes. And I think that's what he's brought to the table with some of these young guys is never give up out there, because it's never over till it's over. And, for him to get a couple wins against guys that he lost to earlier in the year was so important for him at the regional going into the national tournament and all that. I think just his whereabouts, he's been there before, and I think it's going to be pretty important for him. And they're not going to walk into the arena, eyes like the, glimmering and all this type of stuff. They're going to go in focused, and I know they are. I can already see it in the room. Right now they're not worried about all the bells and whistles and all that stuff. They're there for business. So, and that's what's nice about this.
How do you go about preparing them, resting them? It's kind of a fine line, especially for two older guys, and they've been through, a long season. You want
Yep.
them fresh, but you also want them sharp.
Well, I mean, that's what we've been trying to maintain and asking them where do you want to be at? What do you want to do? And gave them off the first 2 days last week, Monday and Tuesday, and then started Wednesday through Saturday, got in the pool on Saturday, trying to do some things that are a little easier on their body that still give them conditioning and stuff like that, So we're doing those things, and, this week we're not live wrestling much, just trying to maintain their bodies. They're both beat up, which most wrestlers are right now. I mean, this time of year but between the two of them, they both have some injuries, but that's the nature of it. It's that time of year, So just maintain and keep your weight down. And if you're not in shape right now, you won't be, so we're not worried about that. So just keeping them healthy. Stay healthy and stay crisp is what we're doing, and go in feeling rejuvenated as well. That's what we wanted to do, make especially these older guys.
So that popcorn Jason was eating at softball last weekend probably wasn't a good idea?
I don't know. Didn't see it. Probably with Jason, it doesn't matter. So he could eat anything and it wouldn't matter. But it's still, you're going to get what you get out there.
And then for him, it's his third opportunity going. Like you said, he's had some tough competition right out of the gate. With the opportunity that he has now, does he see it as potential to really, make this the last big push?
Oh, and he's even practiced that way. Even going into the regional, you could see where his determination was there, and that he lost to a couple guys there that wound up beating them both. But you can see it in his eyes that he's really what's he want. He wants to be on that wall in the wrestling room. I mean, that's his goal. He's like, Pife, man, I know I'm as good as some of those All-Americans and better than some in this. He says, I want to be on that wall. So I know that's his goal, is to get his picture on the wall in there.